All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Kai, and welcome to the first of my Neverending Train series of one-shots. Today, playing, we have Kit. Would you like to introduce yourself? And we'll go from the top down.
Hi, everybody. I'm CartoonKitsune, Kit for short. I'm kind of new here and very excited to be playing with you guys.
Do you want to introduce your character as well, real quick?
Sure. Character is Minty. She's kind of like a Care Bear, basically, sort of like a living stuffed animal toon. And she's a little rabbit with a pink heart sewn onto her. Kind of like a Care Bear, but like a little bit smarter, more insightful. You'll get to see her during the session, but yeah.
Yeah, cool. Cranky?
Hi, I'm CrankyTeapot, or Cranky, and my character is Colin Blank, a crow detective rubber hose.
Cool. And Mod?
Everybody is immediately in love with Colin and Minty. I would die for you.
Oh.
And I'm Modmad. I'm the troublemaker of the group, as is my character, who is definitely not... an original character, do not steal. So this is not the conductor from A Hat in Time. He's the engineer, who is definitely nothing like in the, apart from the fact that he's exactly like him in all ways. So
is he a bird?
If you know that name, you know this guy.
Alrighty. Now, when we're actually starting off here, I am going to keep you all separate because the way that we're starting on the train is none of y'all know each other. For two of you, this is your first time that your character has only just arrived on the train. So I will start things off with Minty, as she's already gone through a couple of carriages. Minty, you have been on the train for a while now. You're not quite sure how long in terms of time, because time is a little bit weird here, but you have learnt enough that, hey, you can go through these carriages, you go through a weird environment, or sometimes meet a bunch of weird people, creatures. You're not sure how to quite describe them yet, but denizens might be a good word. And you've learnt that solving problems or puzzles or anything in these carriages allows the door on the far side of the carriage to unlock, and you can go through, and you find yourself on the outside of the train for like a minute or so before you cross over a bridge, open the next door, and enter the next carriage. It has been very confusing. This is nothing like your home. And what are you thinking as you are walking up to the next door?
Okay, Minty, you're doing a good job. It's got to keep a positive attitude. Surely the next one can't be as scary as the last one. Right. Positive attitude.
That's really cute.
And you can do anything.
That's
and Minty's gonna head on.
All right. Do you want to, like, if you positive attitude, keep on going? Do you just make a straight beeline for the door?
Yeah, I'd say so. Just get on in there.
Alrighty then. Then we'll fade out from you and onto the other ones as you reach towards the door handle. Next up, Colin. How have you found yourself arriving here?
I don't know.
All right, as I say, do you want to explain a little bit as to the circumstances upon which you found yourself on the train?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, give me a moment.
Problem. It's okay.
So, Colin has been, for a while now, investigating a very odd occurrence. So, people seeming to have changed basically overnight after being missing for about a day. I don't know how to continue.
Do you want me to do a quick summary for you?
Yes, please.
All right. So Colin is an investigator, a private detective, I believe. And he
That's
has
correct.
Yeah, and like leading on from one of the previous mysteries he was investigating, he discovered a whole new mystery in which people were vanishing for about a day and then returning, seeming with a very changed personality and no real recollection of what happened to them on that missing day. While going and investigating this, Colin found himself extremely stumped, which is incredibly frustrating for someone who is an absolutely ace detective. And that within that frustration is kind of how he found himself on the train. And as he hasn't quite found himself on the train yet. At the moment, he just knows he is surrounded by dark. He is trapped in a small, dark, enclosed space, and he can feel a little bit of movement around him, but he's not sure what's going on. How does he react?
Obviously, as a very calm and collected detective, he yells, "What's going on? Hello? Hello?"
Amazing. All right, and on that, we'll shift over to Mod. So, Mod, technically the engineer. I'm probably going to heck this up and save the conductor every so often. If I say that, I mean the engineer.
I'm going to do it too.
All right, so, engineer, you have, through some stressful circumstances in your life, you have found yourself in a rather strange position. You've walked through this glowing doorway that seemed to be calling to you, and as you've gone through, you have also found yourself in a dark and enclosed and probably moving space. How do you react?
Oh, heck, they've gone and buried me. I'm not dead. Can you hear me out there?
Fantastic.
I'm blown up or something I can't remember, but I'm not dead, you picnics. Let me out of here.
Oh, this is
I love him so much.
This is going to be delightful. All right, so now that I have everyone's kind of general mood and tone established, Minty, you open the door. Colin and Engineer, you feel whatever you're inside stop, and then suddenly the floor drops away beneath you. All three of you are plunged into a water. You are now in the middle of an ocean. What do you do?
Do I see anyone else around me?
Yes, within short swimming distance, but just far enough away you can't make out details, you do see the other two around you.
Are the other two still, closed in boxes, or can we, see?
You have been, obviously dropped by whatever you were in. You've fallen a couple of feet, you've splashed into the water, and you get just a glimpse of it before they streak away. There's, two ovular white containers that were obviously, they look giant eggs. They have just dropped you, closed the doors underneath them, and seem to be zipping away. And you only get a second to see this before a wave kind of crashes over your head, and you don't see them anymore.
Yes.
He has a shield. Could she possibly use that as a boogie board?
What is the shield made of?
It's gonna stay afloat.
If it's a wooden shield?
I kind of flavor it. It looks like a giant button, basically.
If you want
I don't know. It would probably kind of look like plastic, but be solid like metal. So,
if it's metal, I don't think that's going to quite work in order to keep you afloat, I'm afraid. But props for trying.
He's just gonna kind of tread water. Whoa! Oh my goodness! Is this an ocean? What's this doing on a train? How strange! Did the compartment flood?
How's everyone else doing?
Everyone's gonna just kind of tread water. Yeah.
Nice.
Colin is flailing, trying to keep afloat. He is also squawking loudly.
I think the engineer's grandfatherly instincts kind of kick in because he hears this voice that's way too young to be lost at sea, and even though he's furious because he didn't order a burial at sea, he wanted a cremation, thank you very much, but at least that didn't happen. Yeah, he's like, all right, calm down. Hey, you, stop splashing. Hey, you're gonna knock her out before I can get to you, will you? So, the engineer is going to try to assist Colin because he appears to be having the most trouble, but is also kind of the person in his, got to prioritize the person who's in the most trouble, but also kind of trying to take stock of what's going on.
If Minty sees these guys, she's probably going to head over to try and help as well.
Oh, thank you, lad.
Okay.
Okay, stay calm, you guys. Everything's okay. Just don't keep thrashing, or else you might drown faster. Just stay calm, all right?
Colin stops flailing as much and is just kind of like, who are you?
Well, I'm glad to see that we're not dead, but I'm not sure we're not going to be for very long. Hello, I'm the engineer. What is this place?
I wish I could tell you.
I think the two of you must have just arrived here. Hi, my name is Minty, by the way, and this is probably going to sound a bit strange, but we're on a sort of train, but it's a very odd train. It's sort of like different worlds inside each compartment.
All right, this is
It's a bit difficult to explain.
This is a lovely conversation.
We are still
here.
afloat.
This is a lovely conversation, but yeah, you are out in the middle of the ocean. There are rather large swells of water. Can I get a real quick perception check from anyone?
Oh, yes. Perception. I should know that. Oh, it's good. Hopefully. Hell yeah! First nat 20 of the game.
Nice.
I'll do one too, just because.
Nice.
17.
Yeah, everyone's welcome to make this check. All right.
Good job, Colin. You tried.
Everyone apart from Colin. So, like, Engineer and Minty, you both notice that while you are paddling around this water, and while, like, this water seems to go on forever, and there's massive swells, massive waves, it feels like you're out in the middle of the ocean. You both notice, as kind of another wave splashes up against your face, that, hey, this isn't salt water, this is fresh water here. And just as you notice that, another massive wave comes, looms over you, storm clouds ahead, crack of lightning, splushes down, and you are all knocked underwater. Can I get a quick constitution save from all of you?
All right.
Can I be super cheeky? Can I be super cheeky because I got a nat 20? Can I grab hold of them before that happens?
That was for perception. I'm gonna say yes. You managed to snag at least one of their clothing before you go under. All right.
Thank you. I probably already have hold of Colin, so I guess that tallies.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so I'm just waiting on Mod, but like you guys are rolling insanely well at the moment. Like holy hell,
Nice.
that's a 21, a 19, and an 18 from everyone. That's pretty astounding. So the good news is, although you do actually get washed under the water by this wave, once you are underwater, it's not that bad. You know you can hold your breath, and at least now that you're under the water, you've still got currents kind of pushing at you a bit, but it's not the massive bobbing up and down that the the waves on top are causing. And I'm guessing, as all of you've all got massive chunks of metal on you because this is D&D. You've got things like armor, shields, weapons, and all of that. Now that you've been pushed under the water, you're having a much harder time staying afloat, and you feel yourself slowly drifting down to the bottom. Thankfully, as you've all rolled insanely well with your constitution there, you can hold your breath. It's cool. And you sink down and down through the depths. There are fish swimming past. You see some strands of seaweed coming up. And as you get down and you land on the sand at the bottom of the ocean, you can see a town in the distance. You can see people walking about this town. There are houses there. Why is there a town at the bottom of the ocean?
We're asking that question. You're the DM. I hope you know.
I'm not telling you yet.
Minty will try to get the other two's attention and point excitedly to the town.
Colin tries to blurt something out. It's all bubbles.
Oh no.
I will say, even though you did all roll really high with your constitution, you do still only have limited breath.
Yeah. With the, I've kind of got hold of one of them. Maybe it's easier to swim without holding on. But basically, if I can grab hold of both of them, and I don't know how to do this, but I would really like to expeditiously retreat underwater towards this town.
Okay, are you like trying to like swim with both of like while carrying either one or both of them?
Well, if one of them needs assisting, like he doesn't want to belt off swimming towards this town and leave them behind.
All right, in that case, ooh, I think this would probably come under athletics, because that's kind of like your athletic ability to swim. Make an athletics roll.
How do you assist in that?
Oh boy, here comes the bad roll. I just know it.
Could be worse.
It
That's
could be
11.
better.
All right, you do manage to swim. You realize that while trying to drag someone along with you, it's really not working quite well. You're not quite swimming in place, but you're fairly sure that someone walking could probably beat you.
Okay. That's awesome.
Colin's gonna roll to swim.
And Minty will roll as well, try to help. Go
Okay.
work together. That was
athletics.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
mine's a little bit better.
Birds were not, well, at least crows in particular, were not made to swim.
Yep. For the listeners, that was a nat 1 from Colin and a 16 total from Minty. So, Minty, you're actually doing okay. You're feeling a bit waterlogged, but you know what? You can actually manage this all right. You reckon you could swim pretty easily. Colin, you are underwater. While you've still got your breath, you did just let some of it out when you tried to speak before in a massive stream of bubbles. And no, waving your wings after it to try and shove the bubbles back in your mouth did not work. So as you try to swim, you get nowhere. You're more just flailing underwater, and you feel yourself slowly drift a little bit off the floor, and you're kind of just hovering there in mid-water and just flapping your wings about. Flying doesn't work here.
Okay, I've got some rope. If I were to tie that around Colin to try and help.
Yeah, yep, that would work. If you want to kind of just tow Colin along like a balloon, I will accept this.
The engine is still going to try and help by holding onto one of his arms. So maybe if we both help Colin, we get somewhere.
Latch the three of us together. Maybe that could help. Then we can all swim as one.
All right, that works. I'm gonna say because I will say I am doing a lot of talking here because I do want to keep this a shorter session because I know it is late for some of us, and while this is still an absolute delight and I love all of it, but let's get you and your little Colin balloon over to the village.
Right.
All right.
Honestly, I think the main reason Colin isn't getting anywhere is that he's also desperately gripping his hat. He doesn't want it to float off.
Aesthetic.
Oh, it's amazing. All right, so you manage to half swim, half walk your way along to the village, and you find yourself that, from a distance, you weren't wrong. This is just a legitimate village here. There are houses, there are shops, and there are lots of little mice going around with upside down fish bowls on their head, just acting completely normal, as if this were just another day living here at the bottom of the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Minty will wave to try and get somebody's attention.
All right, in that case, I'm gonna just. Okay. No one really noticed you quite at first. While you are paying attention, even though you're waving to try and get their attention, they're just they're doing their everyday things. Like, some of them are haggling over apples at the market. Some of them are just saying hello to their friends and chatting and just chatting through this weird little fishbowl speech. And no one really quite notices you yet.
Oh, the engineer is going to lose his temper and throw a saw blade at them.
Mom, these are the NPCs!
He's going to try and get their attention by throwing a saw blade into the middle of them.
Okay, roll me an attack throw then, and where are you aiming? Like, at one of them or straight in the middle? Like, at their feet
In the
or
middle,
something?
where there's a gap. Yeah.
Okay.
I could have phrased that differently, it's true.
Okay.
It's an 11.
That's not alright. You do not manage to actually hit quite where you are aiming. It's not quite in the middle of a large group or anything. Instead, you shear off like the little canopy of the apple cart, and that just goes floating off in a current. However, you did manage to get everyone's attention, and all these little mice are looking at you. Like, when I say like little mice, I mean like they're maybe like 2-3 foot tall. Like, they're toon mice, but they're still pretty. Like, so they're large but still kind of small. They do all look around at you and go, "Oh, passengers! We've got new passengers! Quick! Someone get the bowls!" And just as you can feel your breath running out, one of these mice dashes into a house, comes back out, and shoves a bunch of upside down fish bowls on top of your head, and you can breathe again. Well done.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. That was close.
For me.
You do okay?
I'm okay.
I mean, it looks like we're all breathing.
You had with the hat. How are you faring? And he's like looking at Colin in a slightly disapproving way.
I am absolutely fine.
Colin, incredibly important question here. Have you got the hat inside the fishbowl, or is it like your head, the fishbowl, and then the hat on top of the fishbowl?
Oh, it's a difficult choice. Let's say hat on top of fishbowl, because then the hat doesn't get crumpled then.
Yes, good, perfect.
Can Minty have her ears just like sticking out like through holes in the fishbowl?
Yes, absolutely.
Just cause.
Again, we're working on toon logic here. An upside down fishbowl on your head was perfectly fine for breathing underwater. Alright.
Exactly.
So the mice all kind of crowd around you, just going, "Passengers, new passengers! Oh, we haven't had some of you in a while. Oh, what's it like out there? Oh, what's going on? How many carts have you been through?" And just all chattering around you and very much crowding you in.
Passengers?
Well, passengers, yeah. Passengers on the Neverending Train, of course.
Never-ending. This is a train! And yeah, the engineer is like, his ears stick directly up because he had heard her say that before, but thought like she had a concussion or something because he's with the ocean. He is now grinning manically. He's so excited.
Well, sure, it's a train. Can't you feel the engine movement? And like, do you want to roll a perception check real quick, or do you want me to just base this off your passive perception?
A passive perception, I think that's fair because they're underwater.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. You're underwater, and now that they've actually mentioned it, and the other thing is, now that you're actually properly standing on the floor of the ocean here, which, now that you have a look, does seem to be more dirt than sand, sure enough, you can feel the very slight vibrations of, like, movement underneath you that might almost be a train kind of running over some tracks. Minty, you can feel a little bit more because you actually have pretty high passive perception. And you can actually, if you put, also, because of your good ears, you can actually hear through the water that, yep, you can hear the clack, 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 clack of a train going past. So... Cranky, I am constantly amazed at your ability to just churn out art so quickly.
Oh my goodness, that is the fastest drawing. Oh my goodness.
That's so good.
This is adorable.
It's so good.
Love it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, back to gaming.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're on a train.
We're on a
I'm
train.
ecstatic about this.
Alright. Passengers, alright, you've got the mice you've got the mice all crowding around you, and then like after kind of explain that, yeah, you're passengers, you're on a train. Oh, you've now got a couple of them each kind of tugging you different ways, and you're like, oh yes, come look at this. Look what we made all these things. Oh, we haven't had a passenger in ages. I want to show you all this stuff. And you've got one trying to drag you over to the apple cart. Drag one of you over to the apple cart to have a look at some of the apples and get you some food. You've got another one that has dragged Colin, is like picked you up and kind of dragging you into the house, and you're like, oh yes, I've been working on this art. Can't you see all these lovely colours? And it's just a blank white easel there, and you can kind of see bits of paint drifting off in the water. And they're just like trying to show you around the village, and they're just so excited to have you. And what do you guys do? What do you want to do here?
Yeah, I'll go first then. Minty will just kind of go along with what they're showing, just kind of enthusiastically, like, oh yes, what lovely apples! Did you grow them down here? Or what a fascinating place!
That's lovely, and you're gonna get the mice chattering at you even more, because like, yeah, we grew them down here, like they're underwater apples. They like great harvest this year, and like you are obviously lovely and very soft, and they are going to love you and just keep talking. You know, one of those things where you just find like you get caught in a never-ending talking loop and like constantly chattering, and there's no escape because you're both just chattering at each other.
Exactly. Yeah, Minty's just gonna kind of do that for a while.
Fair enough. Colin?
I guess for now, Colin is just gonna like politely like respond, but like he's still kind of dumbfounded at the moment.
Fair enough.
I think everybody knows what the engineer is asking about. He is asking everybody everything they know about this train. He's so excited about this. In fact, he's got down on all fours and looks particularly sort of mad feral because he's so happy. But he's like trying to figure out like what kind of an engine it is from the vibrations. Being an engineer, he would probably have some idea of what's going on. But yeah, no, he's just delighted about what is happening here.
All right. One thing I will actually note, engineer, the fact that because you've gotten down on all fours and because you do actually have like knowledge in this area, when you are listening to the vibrations trying to figure out the engine, you have no idea what sort of engine this could be, but it does sound like it's really, 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 really far away from the carriage that you're currently in. Like, impossibly far away. You've only just arrived here, you haven't seen the outside of this yet, and you have no idea what sort of train car could carry an entire ocean in it, but considering everything else that's been going on, it's pretty par for the course in terms of weirdness.
He's almost like back to thinking that he has died because this could be heaven, you know?
Alright. Now, I'm just wondering, now, Minty's going to probably be the only one that knows about this, because neither Colin or the engineer have seen any of this stuff before. But Minty, because you've been through a few carriages, do you ask anything or go looking for the door?
I think at some point in the conversation, like Minty will be sort of caught up, and then she'll remember, like, it's much nicer than the previous one, which was, oh my goodness, I almost forgot the door, of course.
Oh,
and then Minty will
yeah.
Yes, you wouldn't happen to know where the door in here is, would you?
The door, oh yes, the door, of course. And again, like just tugging you along by the hand to show you, in the, like at the very edge of town, you can see a wall has just actually started to rise up, and obviously you found the other end of this carriage. And it's, the dark steel kind of blends in with the ocean blue, so it's pretty hard to see from a distance, but now that you're up close, it's very, very clear. And you have that wonderful deep red door just sitting there, handles in the middle, and ready for you to have a go at it.
goodness, this is so much easier than the last couple of cards. Well, thank you so much for showing me. I'm going to find the other two.
Okay. See you soon. We hope you come back soon.
I'll certainly try to if I pass through here again. But thank you so much for your hospitality, everyone.
No problem. And they wave you off as you go back to find the other two.
Colin, Mr. Engineer.
Yes.
Engineer sort of forcibly makes himself stand up and stop asking questions. Aye, lassie, what is it?
Well, good news. I found the door to the next compartment.
There's more.
There's more. He's so excited. Like, he almost sounded like he was crying with joy just then. And yeah, he's swimming over as fast as possible.
Of course, silly me. I haven't explained it to you at all. How rude of me. So the way the train works is it's sort of like a different world inside each compartment. And what you have to do is you have to find the doorway to go to the next one, and that's how you travel through the train. Though this time it seems a lot easier. The last couple of compartments I've been on, I had to solve sort of a puzzle, or there's this one where there are these scary monsters. They almost ripped me eat a fluff, but fortunately I got away from them. But this one seems much easier. It's just up that wall over there.
Well, let's go.
Just one teeny tiny wee question about that. Considering the door is underneath the water, what will happen when we open it?
Oh, I'm not sure.
One way to find out.
Oh no! Wait, hey! He grabs hold of Colin on the arm and he's sort of like, okay. I know we're both terribly excited. We're all terribly excited, especially me. However, we do have to consider the occupants of the carriage. And he's nodding over his shoulder at the mice.
Oh no, we're not meant to be underwater.
What?
Oh, we're not meant to be underwater. It's only been like this for the past, I don't know. Our clocks kind of stopped working because, the water. But no, the Great Flood happened a while ago now, and we've been stuck like this underwater, and we make it work, but we're not meant to be here.
Oh, so you don't mind? Oh, well, let's get on with it then. And he's like heading towards the door now.
Okay.
Do you all want help? I mean, are you okay living down here, or?
We're used to it now.
Okay then, if you all need help, I suppose we'll head on. She will follow after the engineer.
Are you coming, lad?
Oh, well, Colin also follows.
All right, who wants to try the door?
I'll have a crack at it. And yeah, if he can, he's going to grab hold of it and try. And anyone else is welcome to join in to give me advantage on this.
All right. I'm not actually going to get you to roll anything because I'm going to say right now, this is an impossible task. You grab onto the door handle and try and twist it around to unlock it, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You push, you pull. You're not sure what's meant to happen here. If you take a kind of look at where like the hinges on the door are, you can kind of see, oh, this is a door that's meant to open inwards. And have you ever tried opening something inwards when you're underwater against this massive, massive force of water?
Not so easy then, lass.
Oh dear, I was afraid of this. I guess there is a puzzle we have to solve in here.
Are either of you feeling thirsty?
Well, good thing you have an expert on solving things.
Wait, where is it? Do you want?
That was harsh. That was harsh.
Mice seem to mention a great flood. Maybe they know where all the water came from.
Yeah, probably. I sure hope so.
All right.
No, I'm happy to pursue any leads that you suggest. Great detective, looking at his outfit skeptically.
All right.
Let's get asking.
Right.
Colin scrambles back to where the mice are. Probably like taps one on like the shoulder and is like, so you mentioned a flood. Where exactly did it come from? Do you by any chance know?
Oh yeah, we all know where it comes from. In fact, it's still kind of going. This ocean's just gonna rise and rise and rise. But it also comes from like the wizard's castle on Black Mountain. The waterfalls kind of came all down from it, and they flooded out everything. And it took a while, but yeah, that was the flood.
That was the flood. I see. Sorry.
Engineer is actually just like standing back, waiting for Colin to do his work. He's kind of enjoying watching him sweat.
Yeah.
You said that you're an ace detective.
yes.
Now we're expecting to see all the cool detective stuff.
Colin.
Sorry. Also, could you repeat the info the mice gave me, because I did not really comprehend it.
That's fair enough. I will repeat it in a less squeaky and irritatingly cheery voice. They were saying that the flood happened ages ago, and it came from the Wizard's Tower on Black Mountain. It said that it was a slow event. It happened after massive waterfalls started spewing from the castle, and then it's like it just slowly started filling the whole carriage until the whole place was underwater.
Mm-hmm.
No, maybe, possibly.
I'm not saying anything.
And where may we find this wizard's tower?
Oh, it's over that way! And basically the mouse just points out in... Frankly, directions don't matter in this place. The mouse points in a direction, and as you look, the camera zooms off into the distance and like zooms in, and you can see this giant, mostly underwater mountain that's rising up and up and up through the ocean, and just the very peak of it is actually sticking out of the water, and on top of that is a very spooky and ominous looking castle with waterfall, like with massive falls of water just spewing out of the windows and falling into the ocean to fill it up.
Oh, nice cinematography. I like the crane up.
Thank you.
Oh, that looks like the place.
A crack of lightning lights up the castle from behind, and thunder rolls across the ocean.
Nice touch.
Oh, the special effects as well.
I love working in an audio medium. It means I don't need to worry about doing any of the special effects, and I can just say stuff happens. What's the plan?
How far away is the
It looks like it's gonna be a bit of a walk/swim, but you probably can make it like within, like before you need to sleep or anything.
Oh, right, let's head out then.
Perception, see like if they have like a boat or a vehicle of some sort to speed up the process.
Oh, Kit, you're so intelligent.
I'm gonna say they have seahorses. I did not actually. They have.
Yes.
Yeah. If you ask very nicely for it, the mice will give you all little seahorses that you can ride towards the castle.
Darn.
Pardon me, I couldn't help but notice your lovely seahorses. I was wondering, could we possibly borrow them? We'll bring them right back. We just need to ride them over to the mountain there.
Of course, anything for passengers. You better bring them back, though. I love Bessie here with all my heart, and I definitely want her back, please.
Oh, of course, we'll take very good care of Bessie, right, guys?
Yes.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Bessie, how are you doing? And I'm using speak with animals because I can do that at any point.
You're gonna make me make it talk? Mod, why?
I would want to talk to a seahorse.
Alright, one sec. I need to get into character with this
subtitle.
seahorse now.
Sorry.
Where's the... Doing alright. Yep.
Voice got me. Oh, well, that's wonderful. If you and your friends could be so obliging as to take us over to yonder castle, that would be just superb.
Bit of a trip. You know, little leggy things probably have a hard time. Yeah, can do this. Yeah. Hop on.
Thank you. I'm gonna hop on.
Hopping on.
Minty will as well.
Alright, you all hop onto the seahorses, and you can choose whatever colour you like for them. They can just be really fancy. Can I get all of you to roll an animal handling check?
Alright.
I just want to see how this ride is gonna go.
Can I have advantage because I politely introduced myself to my friend, the horse?
Absolutely.
Oh, no!
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I only got a 4.
That is not supposed to be a capital D. Try it again.
Oh,
Okay, I'm going with that 14.
See, this is what we meant by you guys obviously used up all your good rolls earlier, because that's a 4 from Minty, a 6 from Colin, and thanks to the advantage, the engineer did get a 14. So, engineer, you do actually have an alright time of this. This is nothing exciting. You're not exactly going like massive speeds, but it's definitely faster than how you guys would swim. Minty and Colin, your seahorses obviously hate you, and they are... Minty, yours just doesn't want to go. You kind of flick the reins and everything, and it goes like a couple of feet and stops again. A couple of feet and stops again. Colin, yours just keeps trying to kick you off. It's like flipping about, going up and down, and like, you thought seasickness was bad? Underwater seasickness is worse.
No.
Can I use my speak with animals
He's
to
holding-
Yeah, sure thing. Sure thing.
right?
Pardon me, not to be rude, friend, but you seem to be going a little slow. Is everything okay? Are you feeling well?
I'm fine. Just, you know, feeling a bit slow today.
Okay. I can respect that, but we sort of we need to get it to that mountain. I have a ration, if you'd like. Will that help you go faster? Maybe give you a little more pep in your step?
What flavor?
Honestly, it'd probably be like cake or something. She'd probably pull out like a little cupcake I got from her bag.
Cupcake will do quite
That's what I
nicely,
think.
thank you. And as you hold it out,
It's a little soggy.
the seahorse like quickly puts this like long little beak at it and then like pecks, glop, the whole thing's gone in, like one bite. and
Nice.
after that, the seahorse is going a lot faster, and it's like you've now actually managed to catch up properly to the engineer. Colin, how are you going?
He's holding on for dear life.
Okay, well the good news is, even though yours is trying to constantly kick you off, it is still keeping up a decent pace, so you do manage to follow along quite well with the other two. It's just a bit of a bumpy ride.
You all right there, Buffalo Bill?
I am fine.
Don't need to show off with your rodeo. You know, we're all very impressed.
I wish I could stop.
Okay.
The engineer is not going to help.
Alright, I'm not gonna make you roll like a strength check or anything to see if you hold on. I'm gonna say that it's a bit of a ride, you have a bit of fun to it, and as we cut to the next scene, the seahorses are pulling up just to the surface of the ocean, right at the base of where the mountain meets the ocean. And like pulling up, stopping there, you guys can hop up and climb up.
Nice.
Excellent.
Minty will thank them for the ride.
Oh yes, absolutely. Got to be polite.
Not a problem. Yep.
Colin just kind of like crawls up onto the mountain.
Hey, thank you for the entertainment as well.
That one's all on us. Yeah. You get to the mountain. Colin's not having a good time of this, is he?
No.
That I feel terrible. The engineer's opinion does not reflect my own.
Minty will give Colin a little pat in the back, like, there.
All right. What do you... All right, now you guys have all reached the castle. You can kind of get a better look at it. It is this black stone of, like, looks like it's almost been carved out of the stone of the mountain here. Very imposing, very rickety, and you can just see the water, like the waterfalls gushing out of the windows on like half the floors here. And as you stare up at it again, there's another crack of lightning and a roll of thunder to set the ambience. How are you all feeling? Minty?
Little apprehensive, but still keeping that positive attitude.
Okay.
Colin is a little nervous, but lightning has not stopped him before. Neither have big scary towers. So obviously he trucks on.
All right.
The engineer is quietly impressed that Colin actually does that, so, you know, you've actually got a positive mark in the box, which is the first one. He's kind of, like, tempted to take out his notepad to take notes, because this is quite good. It's more fantasy than his kind of films, but, you know, he can work it in somewhere.
Okay. Do you guys just head up the mountain, or do you do anything else on the way?
A perception check, please.
All right, make a roll.
Doing as well.
Oh, yeah, perception.
Okay.
Thank you.
18 from the engineer, 17 from Minty.
17.
You guys keep matching each other really well with a lot of these rolls.
Watch me mess this one up.
Yeah.
I believe in you. Oh my god!
And a 4 from Colin. Astounding.
Colin's just kind of like the butt monkey of the section, isn't he?
All right. Minty and engineer. As you're kind of looking up at this, you take note of the waterfalls coming out from, like, they're spewing from nearly every window and every door that is from about like 2/3 of the way up the all the way to about 2/3 up the castle. And as you have a kind of closer look at those waterfalls, you notice that they're not quite constant. There's a little bit of a gush, as if it's not a consistent flow of water. You don't really see, like, as you look a little bit closer, there's also a little bit of movement that can almost be seen through some of these windows, but you can't quite make out what it is due to the angle and the water in the way. Colin, you're on a mountain. There's a castle. It's a bit soggy. Your socks are wet.
My spats. I don't wear socks.
Even better.
I'm also dying from these drawings that you keep putting in. This isn't fair.
I'm definitely going to be sticking these drawings up in the YouTube, just so you know, because these are astounding and I love them.
So hard drawing Colin with a fishbowl over his head because of his beak.
Just make it an extra large fishbowl, it's fine.
Right.
Okay. Onwards. What do you guys just want to go? What do you want to do? I can tell you what's happening, and I will say I am doing a little bit of railroading in this train in this train game, but I do want you guys to make the decision of what you do and where you go, which is how you get stuff like seahorses. I did not plan that. Why did you do that?
Hey man, sometimes Seahorses just happen, you know?
Yep. Yup.
Well, Minty's probably just gonna go straight to the front door. Elf.
All right. Are you knocking? Are you opening? What are you doing?
Of course, Minty's gonna knock and be polite. Like,
Okay. We get this absolutely wonderful moment of just like this cutesy little bright green rabbit with a heart stitched on her chest, skipping up to this really black and ominous mounting, up to the really black and ominous castle. It's like la da 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 da. Doors open. And can I please get a dex save to see how far you get washed down the mountain?
Oh no.
oh dear.
Oh. All right.
11.
That was an 11, and that was. You definitely get knocked back a fair bit. You get knocked back until you're next to the other two again. You don't outright get washed back into the ocean, thankfully. But
Oh!
but you do kind of get washed to the side, like sitting there on your bum next to the other two, like spurts like a little fish out of your mouth along with a gush of water. Yeah.
Hey. I like water.
Let me try another tactic. And Colin marches up to the tower, and how high up are the windows?
Which windows are you aiming for? The ones that still have water coming out of them, or above that?
Probably above that, but if that doesn't work, because he has a grappling hook.
Nice. All right, I'm trying to think, because like how much is? So let me do a bit of.
I don't know how grappling.
Like honestly, they're probably about like 50 feet. I would say 50 feet.
Okay.
Because like the ones without water are pretty high up. If you go for one of the lower ones, it will be closer to like 20 to 30 feet.
Okay. Let me check. Okay, I found. Okay, how do I'm just gonna roll and hope for the best, I guess.
Yeah, let's just see how you
Got more rope if you need more rope.
Colin.
Well, I was gonna say,
so that's
Colin.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you roll a d6, that can show like how many tens of feet you go, and then roll with a lower check to see how well it grips on.
just a d6.
Yeah, roll that first. Okay, so you've managed to get it high enough to hit like one of the it's still a window the water is coming out of. It's not water absolutely gushing out like some of the other windows. Roll me a d20 real quick just to see how well it sticks in. Okay, so your grappling hook only just manages to catch the window ledge. You're fairly sure that the water is doing its best to kind of push the grappling hook out again, but it is caught there.
Excellent. Colin is gonna. Colin like laughs triumphantly and tries to climb this.
All right, yeah, give me either athletics or acrobatics. Your choice.
Acrobatics.
All right.
Before you do that, can Minty pull a helmet out of her hammer space?
Absolutely.
Roll for that.
Yeah, well, that was a 24. That was amazing. You shimmy up that rope like a boss. There's like one moment you're down the bottom, and then there's nothing but a dust cloud shaped like Colin, and you're at the top. You're still hanging onto the rope. You just managed to push yourself into the through the window. There's like a thin pocket of air at the top of the room. So you managed to actually kind of hold yourself there.
And like he's probably still got the fishbowl.
Also true. I completely forgot that you guys had fishbowls on your head.
I was going to say the engineer's just taking his off because it's like,
Fair enough. Okay, so Colin, well done. You are inside the castle.
Excellent. I'm gonna use my absolutely horrible perception to look around inside said castle. So that's +2. Yeah, that's +2. Oh! Wait,
you didn't-
no,
that didn't actually roll.
no.
You forgot the key there.
See, it wasn't.
All right, that's still
Oh,
pretty
still
good.
okay.
Yep,
Dirty
that's
20.
yeah, that was an unnatural 20. That's still actually pretty amazing. So you have a look around. You can tell that this was going by the furniture in here. There's a bed with kind of the covers floating off it, a wardrobe that's been tipped over to the side and has spilled its contents out into the room. You can tell that this was possibly someone's bedroom. It's pretty small, pretty cramped. This is definitely not the master bedroom or anything. And as the door is open, you can kind of look down it past, like ignoring the water, and you can kind of see a hallway, and at the very end of the hallway, there's a stairway leading up, and a lot of the water seems to be coming down that staircase.
You see anything up there, lad? Shouting from the bottom of a tower.
A lot of water and also a bedroom. Get up here.
Why, well,
Come on,
if you
what-
let down a
what's-
rope, I might be able to.
There's still the rope there that Colin used.
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
Yeah. I guess Colin can like secure the hook better or something.
That is a good idea. I'll say that you can just do that. Tie it around the bed or the wardrobe, or just making sure that it's not going to go falling out.
Alright,
Yeah.
Lass, you go up first.
Okay, before Minty climbs up, she'll turn to the camera and say, "Remember, kids, don't try this at home."
Okay, you get a point of inspiration for that. You get a
Yes,
point of
thank
inspiration.
you.
One automatic 20 when you want it.
Oh, really? We're doing it like that? Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Do I need to roll athletics for this?
Yep. Or athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
It's a 10.
Okay, you do get up the rope. You get up to about halfway, then the water kind of starts, like, because you've still got water pouring down on your head as you climb up this rope. You kind of get a bit stuck halfway because there's too much water above you and there's too much air beneath you, and you are now stuck halfway up the rope.
Can the engineer, like, go up and try and help her?
Absolutely.
I roll.
Which is, like, athletics or acrobatics, whichever's your better.
It's acrobatics, because this guy is a flip wizard.
Hell yeah.
Cranky.
Nice. Okay, with that roll,
Nice.
it's definitely well enough that you can shimmy up the rope pretty easily. And when you get to Minty, it doesn't take much more than a bit of encouragement, like a little bit of shove. Come on, you can do this, sort of thing to get
I
her going.
believe in you. You got this far. You can do it.
I can do anything as long as my friends are with me.
And Minty will climb on up.
Okay, you both managed to actually get up. You are now in the room again. I'm guessing that you guys put your fishbowl helmets back on.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Ruin me character design.
Alright, you've got your fishbowl helmets back on, so you can actually, like, stand in this room and have a look around, and you can, again, do you want to roll perception checks, or just go off your passive perception here?
I get a 15 passive, so I think I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll go for that. 14 is acceptable.
Yeah, so with Minty, with your 15, you see the same stuff that Colin did, so you can tell that this was someone's bedroom. There's a hallway and the staircase, and you can see water pouring down, like, water's coming down from the staircase. That engineer, you don't so much notice the staircase, but you can tell this was someone's bedroom.
Okay. Nice drapes they've got in here.
I'm wondering if Colin should grab the grappling hook for later.
Up to you.
Yes.
Stay there. Anyway, up to you, Colin.
Alright, so you grab the grappling
Yeah,
hook.
Colin grabbed it.
wind it all back up again, stick it back in your hammer space or pack. One thing I have noticed about this server is we do not make any use of hammer space, to be quite honest. Like, the whole point, one of the major rules...
And it was amazing.
Yeah, that's true. But, like, I just, for a lot of the time, we tend to ignore one, like, the main parts of being a toon, and that is we have hammer space, and we can pull nonsense out of it. But anyways. Alright, so you've got your grappling hook?
Up the stairs.
Up the stairs?
Oh.
Alright.
Up the stairs.
Can I get... Ooh,
water's coming down from there, so probably that's where we need to go.
Like, I will say, as water is coming down the stairs, it's pretty slippery. Can I get a dex save? Or I will let you choose either dexterity or strength. Strength if you're just fighting against it. Dexterity if you are trying to actively, like, stay on your feet and by kind of shifting with or around the water. So, give me a save.
I'll do dex.
Yeah, dex is good.
14.
So 14, and a 20 from Colin. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Colin should have been an acrobat.
Alright, with that, Colin, you managed to make it up the staircase really easily, which is a bit strange considering I'm fairly sure you're the smallest and lightest weight of everyone here. You just swim against the current, you're at the top, it's fine. The other two, you do manage to make it to the top, but it is a bit harder a slog, and you are now at the top, and you can see a large room where stuff happens. And one moment. Let me get the thing.
My battle is not what it used to be.
Going off all the old passive perception, because I just want you to see all this stuff without we needing to make more dice rolls. You can see this room is still very much flooded. It's flooded up to about, like, where all your waists are, or in Colin's case, up to your neck. I also realise you are just all a bunch of very short people, actually. It's up to all of you.
I don't know if I'm that much taller than Colin.
If any of you were normal sized, it would be up to your waist. With all of you guys, it's up to your neck and or like halfway up your head. So you're looking around this room.
In Colin's case, he's probably like up to his beak, maybe.
Alright. You're looking around this room, and obviously this is why it's called the Wizard's Castle, because there's a whole lot of magic paraphernalia scattered all about this room. There's a table floats past with a crystal ball on top of it. There's a stuffed crocodile up on the rafters. There's like big, imposing, impressive tapestries like that have now been soaked just all around the walls of the room. There are bookcases with books kind of that have all fallen over, books floating around. And you see in the middle of this room is a mouse on a book floating around. This book is like twice the size of the mouse, and the mouse is like got like a little wizard hat on and is like quickly reading through the book, muttering stuff under his breath, trying to figure out what's going on here to very little luck. And what do you guys do? Kit, you're at the top, so generally you go first.
Okay, Minty will call out, hello, down there, do you need help?
Let me just roll quick, d20. The mouse does not notice you. The mouse is very absorbed in the book he is reading. / floating on.
We just
go.
Colin.
Colin tries to wade over to the mouse.
Alright, can I get... Are you trying to wade over? I'm gonna make you roll another strength and or dexterity check here.
Yep. This time I'll say strength.
Okay.
That's just a plain d20.
Okay, you do not have much luck with this, because that was a 7. So as you're trying to wade over, you notice that the closer and closer you get to this mouse, the more the water is tugging at you, and you can kind of feel it almost spiraling beneath you. Thankfully, you managed to get away from it before it sucks you in, because like that was just good enough a roll. They're just not going to be sucking you in. But you know that at this point in time, you can't go getting any closer than you are in the state that you're in and in the state that the water is in.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any
He
dry...
does have a
Mod?
Minty does have a 50 feet rope if we want to like tie one of ourselves to a post or something.
Might be worth trying afterwards, but Mod, you're about to say something?
It was just if there's like any surfaces that are not water covered that we could like get to.
Not anything that is stuck to the floor. I did say before, like a table floated past, so you could probably like grab a piece of furniture and kind of float around on that if you wanted.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna use the one thing that this character has repeatedly exhibited, and that is his big, fat, loud mouth, so... You're playing up!
Alright, let me see if the mouse notices this time. Okay, the mouse definitely notices. Alright, didn't quite get...
from Scotland on your side.
Didn't quite get the cheerful chirp of Minty earlier, but the engineer's very thick Glaswegian yelling, the mouse definitely hears. And just was like, what? And looks up at you guys, sees you guys there, looks very shocked at, like, what the heck's going on, and falls backwards off his book into the water.
Not me, what that happened?
Tie yourself to a post and then jump in after the mouse.
Sounds good. Give me athletics.
Right. Ooh, -1.
Ooh, fingers crossed here. Alright, I will note, you do have, like, you can go with that if you want. You do also have your point of inspiration if you want to just make this an instant 20.
I'm just gonna use my inspiration for that, so I don't drown.
Probably a good idea. Alright, so as you you dive in, and at first you kind of feel a bit hesitant because, oh wow, these water currents are a lot stronger than they looked like they were. You don't know if you're gonna make it, but you feel this like warmth inside you. You go like, no, for the sake of your new friends, for the sake of this mouse in peril, you're gonna help them, you're gonna save them, you can do this, and you swim forwards, you fight the currents, you manage to actually grab them out like the back of the mouse's cloak, and drag him back to where you guys were standing before that was just about safe. And you're all safe, you're standing there, you're all all standing around and panting, and you got it, you rescued the mouse. Well done.
Could I also roll a medicine check to see if they need help?
No, if you want to roll health, yeah, go ahead.
Medicine.
Yeah, medicine.
18.
This mouse is not fantastic. It looks like been awake and been studying for ages. You know that sort of look that you get when you've pulled like 3 all-nighters in a row because you had to stay up studying for exams? That sort of look.
Oh, he's an animation student.
Alright, so it's a mixture of that sort of look, because obviously this mouse has been studying that book for quite a while, also mixed in with like coughing up water. He's not actually mechanically hurt at all, but he's not exactly in a great shape.
Cure wounds wouldn't really help then.
No, if you've got something to cure exhaustion, that might help, but I'm...
let me see here. One works. Blinded, death, and paralyzed, poison. No, I only have lesser restoration.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much. So yeah, like this mouse is kind of like standing there, panting with you guys, coughing up water. What are you? What are you doing here? How could anyone get up here?
Window.
just gesture behind you for the window.
All 3 of us at the same time.
Fair enough. Probably should have closed those. But,
Hey, you probably shouldn't have flooded the entire carriage as well. What is going on in here?
it's an absolute disaster. I didn't mean to do it. It was all just an accident. I didn't want to have to do my chores, and like the mops just went crazy.
What?
The mops that went crazy. There's so many of them. It was only meant to be one. It was only just for a little bit, and it just kept going and going. And now there's water everywhere. I swear that well is endless.
Rarely puts a hand over the mouse's mouth and says, is everyone else hearing mops? I'm sorry, I think I've got water in my ears.
Oh, I heard it too.
Mops.
By the way,
Hand from the mouse.
if at any point someone wants me to repeat what I just said in a non-squeaky voice, just say I understand that audio stuff can be a bit confusing at times.
Oh no, that was just the engineer, A, being mean, and B, not really understanding how mops could cause a flood.
Entirely fair. So the mops just went crazy. I started with one and it didn't work right, and I tried to stop it, and then there were just so many of them. I don't know how they sprung up, and they just kept pouring the water and bringing the buckets and pouring the water and bringing the buckets and pouring the water, and I tried to stop them again, and it just don't work, and I can't find the spell to make them stop.
Where are they
you
getting
might
the
want to try
water
that
from?
spell on yourself when you found it.
I didn't catch either of what you just said. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Cranky, you go
goes
first. Cranky.
Where'd they get the water from?
Oh, it's from the well over there. Pretty sure my master enchanted it, and that's why it's kind of endless. But like, they just keep pouring, and it's filled up the whole. You said it filled up the whole carriage. It filled up the whole carriage.
There's a whole town down there that's underwater.
Oh no! I never meant
That's
for
the
this. I'm so sorry, folks.
I'm living for this mouse, it's so good.
I did not think I would get the voice this good. I really did not.
That's really good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Minty will kind of put a hand on the mouse's shoulder.
Hey, it's okay, friend. You just made a mistake. Let's take a deep breath in and out.
Now just imagine,
Better?
that is not what anyone else can do in this carriage because you flooded it.
Oh, no! And he breaks down crying, and there's even more water all about. Well done.
Minty? That wasn't very nice.
Harsh truths.
Had a master, little friend. Do you know where they might be?
They're just still there. And he points through a doorway that seems to kind of be a little bit glowing with magic. You can feel the magic radiating out through it, and you can almost see like shadows of movement through it as well. That definitely seems to be where all the water is flowing out from.
So, who wants to go in first?
Which
Well-
of y'all is not a coward?
Alright, I'll go first. But Colin, if you can go behind our wee little friend, I'd rather she did not get washed down the stairs again like she did at the entrance.
Fair enough.
Alright, so Angie, you're going in first.
I don't know what Colin would actually be able to do in that situation because he would also just straight up be washed.
Yeah.
He's smaller than her.
That's going to be his problem when it comes
He's
to
got hollow bones.
You're all just far too small for this.
Right.
it. Go team fight size.
Alright, as you guys head towards the door, like, the mouse behind you just goes like, I think I'm gonna have a nap now, and he crawls up on the table from before and kind of just curls up and sleeps. He has been awake for too many days trying to find a way to stop this. He's been stuck on that, like,
Aw, poor
book-
thing.
Yeah, been up book for ages, so he just passes out instantly. And
Aw.
Engineer, you you walk towards this doorway, and as you get a bit closer you can see that those are the shadows of things moving about in there, and you peer in, and there are at least half a dozen mops walking through this water, carrying buckets of even more water and sloshing them into like a water basin, and then picking up the buckets again and walking off, because all of these mops have arms, and like the actual bottoms of the mops have split into two to act like legs, and they're walking along, picking up water and jumping it in and walking off to go fetch more water. And that's the thing that has been flooding this entire carriage.
That's what he meant.
It sure was mops. I have to confess it was mops. I was not expecting it to be mops somehow, but it is.
What do you want to do?
First,
NG, could you try getting their attention like you did before? I do it myself, but I'm not quite as loud as you.
Oh, I take that as a compliment. Oi, you lot, whatever you are, hello? Can you stop, please?
They pay you no attention and continue in their task.
Well, that's just rude, isn't it?
Can Colin walk up to them and try to grab one?
Absolutely. Give me a dex save. You do not manage to grab one. As you kind of get close, there's a bit too much water in the way. You time it a bit wrong just as it's pouring the bucket in, and you only just manage to miss grabbing onto one of its arms, and it walks off again to go fetch more water.
Hey, he was trying to get some reason into it, and the engineer is going to try and do the same.
Okay, dex save.
Okay.
Same thing happens to you.
Colin.
I'll give it a shot.
Ooh,
Okay, that's a bit better.
Yay!
Minty!
18. Colin, what were you about to do? And then I'll get onto this.
Harump and try again.
Alright, I'll do Minty's first, and then alright, so Minty has a go like just as Colin's about to have a second go. And goes like, oh, like, can't be that hard. It's just kind of like grabbing onto them. You just have to do this. And you just reach out and you manage to snag one. And they all stop. And they all shift. And none of them have faces, none of them have eyes or noses or anything that would really be able to distinguish which is the front or the back or wherever. But they're all staring at you. They're all very much staring at you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping. I was wondering if you could pretty please stop pouring the water. You've all been doing a very good job, but I think you've there's enough water for now. So if you'd all return to your closet or wherever it is you like to sleep, that would be a very big help. Thank you.
They stare at you for a while longer. And then some like heavy bass notes plays going dum 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 dum. And they are now surrounding the three of you.
Why do I hear boss music?
Yeah. Everyone roll me initiative.
Also, I'm really sorry. I've got to go for a second. I will be right back.
No problem. That's while I get everything set up. This is a good time to grab water or anything. Give me the rolls and I'll be good.
All right, there's mine. 10.
Okay, that's not bad. 20.
Good. That I didn't forget the D again.
That's a good roll. Don't worry. Okay, 20. I will get the engineers afterwards. I need to roll this a whole fucking bunch. Oh well, what's their fucking okay. Okay, that was bad.
Oh no.
And again. The mops are just rolling absolutely horrendously. I do apologize. Gotta, and last but not least, that was a bit better. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, we gotta wait for Mod to come back. I've gotta just rearrange some stuff real quick. And then we will get onto this fight. I hope you guys have all your weapons and everything ready.
Yep.
Also,
I don't know what a crossbow is gonna do against a broom, but
it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. Also, you have no idea how fucking delighted I was when I discovered that none of you were like aggressive spellcasters. Because that meant none of you had any like area of effect attack spells. Because if any of you had an area of attack spell, you would wipe this out in like one hit.
Boy.
But you don't, which means this is gonna be fun.
Also, sorry, that's my belated position in the fight.
Not a problem. Okay, let me pop you in real quick, and then we can get going.
Job on that 20, Colin.
Yeah, we're going to be starting off with Colin. You go first. These mops have all just surrounded you, and they're looking like they are looking pretty aggressive right here. So what do you want to do?
Colin wants to. Sorry. Should
It's okay. If you want, you
I'm
can
sorry,
always.
I just had the dumbest idea. He's gonna slap a pair of handcuffs on one of them.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? That's hilarious. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. 'Cause, like, this mop is just standing in front of you, holding these buckets menacingly, and you just go like, you know what? Grabs one of your hands, slap, slap.
You're
handcuff.
under arrest for flooding the whole place.
Okay, let me just roll something real quick to figure out which one you've just handcuffed. Okay, you have just handcuffed this one. I've got to do that for now. Alright, is there anything else you want to do with your turn? Because you do still technically have movement or anything else small left that you want to do. That's just gonna be...
as far as Colin knows, they're not attacking yet.
That's true. However, they are about to, because guess what? It's brooms number 7 and 8 that are up next. And as Colin, I'm gonna say those are the two that are kind of just standing either side of the one that you just handcuffed, because and they just kind of like look at their friend, look at you, and they're gonna attack. Alright, first one is going to try and sweep you off your feet, like swoosh your legs and get you like that. What's the plus thing for this? That's +4. And I'm guessing an 8 does not hit.
No, it does not.
Alright, the other one's going to try and whack you with a bucket, which...
I can't wait to see what the damage inflicted by a bucket is.
No.
Oh, that is a crit, that's a crit 20.
Jeez.
That's a crit 20. That's
Oh no.
So it's gonna actually get double damage here. Which
Oh no.
is 2d6. Alrighty. 2d6 plus 2. It deals 7 damage. Just whacks you over the head with one of its buckets.
Ow.
Alrighty, and next up is Engineer.
Alright, we tried to play nice, and that didn't really work, so he's going to enter a rage, because even though he hasn't demonstrated it, he actually kind of likes Colin, and the handcuffs thing was hilarious. So like, he's now actually like really annoyed that they hurt his friend. So yeah, he's annoyed. So yeah, he's going to attack with, I'm gonna go 2 weapon fighting because that's an option. And I really apologize for what will follow this because we all know.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know. So he's going to attack with his longsword, which he whips out of nowhere because this is what cartoons do, which happens to look like a very large knife, but really it's a longsword, honestly. So gonna have a go with that. 13?
That hits.
Okay, that's super duper, and I have to roll an awful lot of damage now. This is fun for someone who usually does like magic types who don't have big hitting stuff, so that's great.
Yeah. Quick question, are you attacking anyone in particular? Like, one with the handcuffs, the one that just hit Colin, or just any of the random ones?
The one that just hit Colin, and that's not the only thing I'm going to do to it, because he's very offended, and also enraged, so he's going to try and hit it again, but he's basically just going to straight up smack it with his talons, because he can do that.
The thing is, I will say, well, that one didn't hit anyway. Like, if you're attacking with that first hit, you managed to actually wipe out the mop on that attacked Colin. So that one's gone. And let me just adjust my notes. Okay, and cool. All right, so yeah, in one hit you manage to pull out your longsword, and you slice at this mop. It falls in half immediately. Both bits flop to the floor, and it's down. You try and take a second swipe at perhaps another mop, but you were a little bit off balance with all the water that's kind of still on the floor here. You're moving in difficult terrain, and it just misses.
Also, with my bonus action, I'm basically just going to put myself between the mops and the other two.
You can't actually do that as they have completely encircled you guys. So, like, yeah, they're just completely surrounded. I mean, that's adorable, and I love you for it. And I will give you, I'll give you a point of inspiration for attempting it. But no, it doesn't work.
Oh, I'll take the inspiration. That's lovely.
All right, next up is Minty.
All right, so Minty, seeing that one of her friends has gotten hurt, is going to run over to and give him a great big hug. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds first level, so that's 2. All right.
Gotta love clerics. Ooh.
Yeah. Points of health you get back.
Nice.
And then for my bonus, action, I'm gonna do Shield of Faith, and that's going to Colin because he looks a little squishier. So it'll give you a +2 to your AC for the duration, and it's concentration, so up to 10 minutes.
How long is the duration? So that's
10 minutes, and it's concentration, so quite a while.
Yeah. Should definitely last to the end of the fight, because, like, it's pretty rare for a fight to go on for a full 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Alright, so, with that over, it's time for even more of the mop's turn. Hurrah! You've got one of them in handcuffs, so it's gonna make a strength check to try and break them. What's a D? That's... God. Minus what? That's... It does not manage to break out of the handcuffs, and it spends its whole turn just kind of like jiggle, 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 clinking noises. Next mop is going to is very unhappy with how the engineer has just sliced one of its brethren in half, and is going to try and knock you over, which is D8 plus 4.
Bring it on, wee man.
Ooh, that was a bad one. That was a bad roll. Okay, so kind of, it nudges up one of its legs against your leg. It kind of feels very cold and clammy and kind of slimy. It's a mop that has been engulfed in water for a long time. It's not a pleasant feeling, but it doesn't do any damage. And then the third one in this lot, because batching enemies is so much easier, is going to also try and knock the engineer over. That one also doesn't work. Why am I rolling so bad? Ah.
He actually just starts laughing at this.
Okay, wait, that's not over because guess
Oh,
what?
wait,
There's another 3 mops. Da da da. This one's going to try and knock over Colin because it wants to. That one works.
Oh.
Colin, what damage do you get here? That is 1d4 plus 2. Plus 2. Colin, please take another 4 damage, and also please roll me a dexterity save. Thankfully enough, you make it. So, this thing whaps against your leg and almost trips you over, but you manage to get your foot down just in time, and you stay on your feet. That was the first one. There's another 2 to go. Ugh, why do these roll so close to each other? This one's going to try and whack the engineer with its bucket. That does not hit. I know your armor class is far higher than a 10. Last one is going to try and whap Minty with a bucket. It also doesn't work. In fact, it swings its bucket around because that was a crit fail. Absolutely misses Minty and clobbers one of its brethren in the head and knocks over the one that went just before it, which is now gonna do that. And okay, back to the top of the order. Colin.
So Colin is going to sneak attack the broom that engineer just missed.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I can deal an extra 1d6 damage if I hit.
Fair enough.
So that's my short sword, so it's d20 7.
Alright, that does not hit.
Yep. Drat.
Okay, so sadly enough, that's it. Is there anything else you want to do?
Is there anything I can do?
Bonus actions, maybe?
No.
Shoot, yeah, bonus.
Yeah, check if you've got bonus actions, because like by the time you reach level 5, you start getting some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, I can disengage.
You're kind of surrounded by them, so it's kind of
Yeah.
there's no point, I would say.
Yeah. Well, then I can't really do anything.
Alright, it is mop turn. Mop turn is like mop number that was number 7? Yeah, mop number 7 is gonna have another go at the engineer because it can and it wants to. And it wants to knock the engineer over. And why am I rolling so bad? Oh my for the sake of the mic, I want to reiterate, my last several rolls have been a 2, an 8, a 1, and a 5. I don't know what's going on here. And that's
I understand. I'm a celebrity. They're all terribly shy.
Alright, and the other thing that's going to happen during this turn is the mop that got sliced in half by the engineer during its last round, you can kind of see it glowing and growing. And guess what? Because it got sliced in half, now there's 2 mops. So where one stood before, now there's 2. Guess what? They do fun stuff when slashing damage is involved.
No!
Uh-oh.
So
that's like all I have. Oh boy.
Yeah. So can I say, Colin, be glad that your attack just then missed. You are currently surrounded by 9 mops. One of them is handcuffed, and another one is flat on the ground. But there are a lot of mops around you.
Damn.
And engineer, your turn.
Well, that was not the intended effect. Apologies all around.
He puts the sword away because, like, apparently that's not going to help. And he's actually kind of concerned now because, like, that's his main thing. And this reflects the player's dilemma because even though I knew this was going to happen, I have no idea what I should do now.
I encourage thinking as creatively as possible. I know that character sheets are pretty helpful when it comes to combat a lot of the time because it just tells you what to do. thinking outside of the box is most likely what is needed to win this fight.
Yeah.
Again, because I said this earlier to the other two when you were away, Mod, but I am so glad that none of you are spellcasters with area of effect spells. I'm so glad, because that makes this so much fun.
Okay, well, what's going to happen is that he's going to attempt, almost sort of accidentally, because of his propensity for terrible puns, he says, "Oh, wouldn't you believe it? They've got such wooden faces, I couldn't tell, like, if they were threatened or not, but, you know, they're deadpan, although they're mops rather than pans, and hopefully one of them will succumb to Nash's hideous laughter."
Oh god, what do I have to roll for that? What do I have to roll?
Is it a saving throw? It's been a long time since I used that. Hang on a second.
Also, does it have restrictions on who and what it can affect?
Oh my god, why is it not on the page I'm looking at? If any of the others here, like, know about this, that would be awesome. Okay, one spell long rest, charisma for their save DC. Okay, so you have to beat my charisma?
Yeah, I'm just checking something, because I think this might be one of those spells that doesn't affect a certain type of creature. Let me just double check in the handbook. Because these mops are fucking dumb as rocks, so... because they're mops. Give me just a second.
Finally found it. Okay, creature of your choice can see concentration up to 1 minute.
Yeah, a creature with an intelligence... Oh wait, no, guess what? It has enough intelligence. It is affected. It may be dumb as a box of rocks, but it is technically affected by Tasha's hideous laughter. Okay, that was a charisma saving throw. And it is...
Which, I'll be honest, the engineer does not excel in charisma.
That's okay, these mops have a -5.
Oh, wow.
And, and they rolled a 2 anyway.
-3. What happened? Did it explode?
Pretty much. These mops, that was an absolutely terrible joke. Like, it was so bad. It was such a bad joke. This mop doesn't know what to do when it comes to bad jokes, because the joke kind of wrapped around to being so bad that it was funny again, and it just kind of like shudder, and explodes into like the tiniest of tiny shards. And what mop were you targeting there, if any?
We'll say the one that Colin tried to attack and didn't.
I don't even know which one that is anymore. I'm just gonna wipe one of these mops off the thing. So well done, you have managed to get rid of a mop back down to 8.
Okay, great.
That was astounding.
It was unexpected.
Oh my god. Okay, Minty, your turn. You just watched a mop explode.
So Minty's gonna put a little stuffed hand to her forehead, and she's gonna go, "Come on, think, 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 think," and then a light bulb pops up above her head. That's it. And the heart on her chest is gonna start glowing.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me see here.
No problem.
Dispel magic.
Yes.
Magic. Yeah. So it says 1 creature, object, or magical effect within range. So I was gonna ask, do I need to just roll like a perception to see if there's like a source of this magic?
No. I was gonna say what's... Actually, that might be an idea, yeah.
It's like 1 creature, object, or magical effect within range, so it might be a magical effect.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, each of these mops counts as their own creature. It was, like, the same spell that began their, like, that made them animated and everything. But, they all count as individual creatures at this point. So, basically, you can choose
so this would take down just one of them, then?
Yeah.
Alright, so, one of the mops that's harassing Colin, I'll aim for one of those.
Okay, do you need to roll anything?
Harassing Colin.
Do you need to roll anything to cast it?
I don't believe so.
Alright.
C equals 10 plus the spell's level, which is 3rd level, so I guess it'd be a 13 if they have to roll against it.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, let me just roll, Wait, one minute. Broom must. Oh, yeah, here we go. I've actually got a thing on this here. The broom must succeed on a Constitution saving throw against the caster's spell save DC, which is. Wait. Okay. There is a 50-50 chance of either of us winning here.
Okay.
I accept.
All right.
I keep rolling terrible. That was a 3, which is a 6 total, which means you point your finger at this mop, and it just freezes up, the arms vanish, the legs kind of just flop about and back into the usual mopness, and it falls over into the water, and it is down. Well done.
All right.
You're down to 7 mops, 1 handcuffed and 1 prone.
I think that's my turn then, so...
Yeah, that was your turn, unless you want to use any bonus actions or anything.
I do have Sanctuary I can use as a bonus action. But I think I'll save that.
Fair enough. Alright, next up onto mops. Mop... Wait, which one you were? You were the... Wait. I think I might have hecked up something here. Because I know... That was the one that fell over. I think... Okay, so that was the one that's handcuffed. So the one that handcuffed is going to make another strength thing to try and free itself. And it got a nat 20. So obviously its time spent jiggling at it before definitely worked, because it's got it got a very nice measurement of how strong these handcuffs are. And it's just... Rip! Crunch! Metal falls to the ground, and it's still technically got the handcuffs wrapped around its wrists. They're just not joined anymore, and it is now free. It can't do anything, though, because that was its whole action. And the mop just next to it is, just saw one of its friends explode, another one just fall dead to the ground. It's pretty mad at the both of you, but I think it is standing closer to the engineer, so it's gonna try and knock you over. Da-da-da. Because that's... what they do. Why is this? I used up my nat 20. I rolled a 3 then. It was... Oh my god. Alright, on to the next...
You can just dodge these.
Yeah, pretty much. This was meant to be more difficult, but I'm just rolling bad. On to the next load of mobs. Alright, this one's going to go for Minty with its bucket. It does an 11 hit? I don't think it does. No, it doesn't.
No, I've got an 18, so nope.
How is your armor class so high? What the fuck? Okay,
I mean, I have it in the lore where Minty's whole race, like in their world, they're basically indestructible. She's vulnerable, because she's outside of her world. So I wanted to reflect that.
I should have made these things more difficult for you guys to kill. God.
We appreciate this.
They're difficult to kill, but also they're not doing a very good job of killing us.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is very true. All right, the next mop in the order actually just stands up, because that was the mop that got knocked over by its friend. So it's kind of like wiggle, 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 stand up, no longer prone. It's back up again, and the last mop here is gonna have another go at NG. Let's do this one. Yeah, does that hit? Please tell me that hits. That doesn't hit, for fuck's sake. Finally fold.
I was waiting for it to be real.
To clarify to the listeners, again, I just rolled a 15, which for a total of 17. The engineer's armor class is 18, so I'm just going to do one more. Couldn't have been one more.
Brian, lad, you actually got close.
Oh, if only I had done the other attack, it would have worked. Anyway. Alright, and we're back to the top of the order with Colin.
I may not have any kind of magic, but I do have another set of handcuffs. So I just slapped them on the one that just broke out.
The one that just broke out? Okay, I'm gonna say it's wise to your tricks now. So make me like an attack roll plus your dexterity.
Okay.
If this works, I'm gonna die.
It does not work. The mop is wise to your tricks and quickly moves its hands out of the way as you try to slap handcuffs on it. And next up is the mop that got split in half and then became 2, which is going to now attack. This one's going to attack Colin, which is D plus. That was not an exclamation mark. That does not hit. I know for a fact that does not hit. I've got all your armor classes right here. And this next one's going to take a swing at the fucking engineer and is going to hit this time. Please. Please. Please.
Hacking engineer.
Why are all your armor classes so high? Why did I not? Why is this happening? Okay, Angie, your turn.
Well, for a start, like, he did something, and now he has material. So he basically cracks his neck to the side and is like, all right, let's see how this goes. He's like, oh, will you look at Houdini over here with his pretty little bracelets? Oh, I bet you're so chuffed with yourself. And how about you, the twins that just came to life? How are you doing? Do you think the same things? Do you have the same taste? Do you want to, like, join the circus and become a double act? I really think you could try. So, yeah, he's going full ham and doing the Tasha's Hideous Laughter again.
Well, I thought that you could only do that once per long rest.
Oh,
yeah.
Never mind.
I've got your character. Yeah, you can only do that like once per long rest. Sadly, though that was delightful, and I thank you for it. But
he's still going to say all of that stuff because, like, I know what he's doing. He's basically just trying to really distract them. And he's going to try and get hold of one while he's doing this and throw it out of the window.
Okay. Well, give me an attack roll with dexterity then.
Yeah, isn't that just like a grapple?
Grapple. I'm gonna say because these are mops. You can just grab their handle. You're basically just trying to beat their armor class using a dexterity roll.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Ha! That does not work.
No, you know what? It's stupid enough that I actually want this to happen, so I'm going to use my inspiration point.
Amazing. I so hope that you would. Okay. All right. Okay.
Colin, never mind.
All right. You managed to grab a hold of it. I now want you to give me a strength roll to actually see how far you managed to throw the thing.
Yeet.
How far can you yeet a mop?
Apparently.
You can yeet a mop very far. You can yeet a mop 17 far, apparently.
You never heard of tossing the caber? I'll demonstrate.
Okay. So, do you grab anyone in particular, like the one that had handcuffs, or the one that just stood up, or anything like that?
I think I was guiding one of the twins, so yeah, one of the newly regenerated.
Okay, so you grab one of those, you just pick it up, step over to the window, and yeet! There it fucking goes. It splashes. You see it just go. Mops are surprisingly aerodynamic, especially when you throw them like a javelin, and it just goes through the air, out away from the castle, away from the mountain, and far and splink, and you watch it splash into the ocean way far out. That mop is still technically alive, and it still technically has a cause, so it's gonna come back here at some point, but the good news is, you don't have to worry about it for the rest of this combat.
Hey.
And next up is Minty.
Hideous Laughter, it looks like we can cast it at higher levels, but it doesn't specify if higher levels will let it affect more than one target. So what's your call on that?
Because Tasha's Hideous Laughter is a race thing as opposed to like a specific spellcaster thing. It's only for lower levels.
Okay, so just level 1 then.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Minty, kind of taking after Engineer's whole comedy set, is gonna go,
Gee, I don't know, NG. These guys are kind of mopping the floor with us. We better clean up real quick, or else this whole thing will be a wash.
That was astounding.
Job.
Thank you.
How long were you planning that?
Like at least a whole turn. So
Okay, fair enough. All right, let me roll.
Alright, so that's
I basically just need to make actually no because you need to what is it? It's a charisma
11.
save.
It looks like.
Charisma save. That's all right. That was a 2. This mop also does that whole shutter, pooh, and explodes into dust.
We're knocking them dead, lassie.
Thank you.
All right. Next up is a bunch of mops. They're not happy that you're yeeting and exploding them. They're really not happy about this. I will also say there are only 5 left. You have actually managed to whittle them down quite well. This one's gonna take a swing at Minty with its bucket. That hits!
That hits.
Okay. Alright, that's D6 plus... wait, double check.
Everyone's a critic.
Okay. Please take 7 damage. Nice. I
think I need to roll for my shield that I have on Colin then. So what do I roll for that? For concentration, what do I roll for that?
I have no idea. I am not used to people fighting with shields, to be honest.
No, it's I had Shield of Fate on Colin, and that's a concentration spell. So
fair enough. Okay, in that I think that's what do you use for spell casting? Is it intelligence or wisdom?
Where is it?
You have to roll a d20, and if it's over 10, then you maintain it.
Okay, yeah, that works. Let's go. Just
yeah.
that. Flip a coin.
Okay, so just a straight d20. All right.
Let's go with that. You
That's 12.
Yep.
So
all right.
The Shield of Fate. Colin keeps his 2 AC.
Fantastic. Okay, next one is going to try and knock over the engineer. Please. Yes! Nat 20!
You got me.
I'm finally getting all the rolls now that you've whittled down half of them. Alright, so this one's D4 plus...
I like to think in character he's so, like, aghast that his cute little bunny friend got hit that he's distracted for a second.
Yeah, that works. Also, like, you were busy watching the other one go sailing out of the window as well. Alright, so that one deals 9 damage. Please also make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, I do get advantage on dex saving throws because barbarian, because if I can see it coming, then I get advantage, so. That is good, because that was rubbish.
Ooh, okay, yeah. That was a 23, you definitely managed to avoid it. So, again, thwaps you into the leg, you can feel a bruise already forming there, because, ow, that hurt, Jesus! But you actually managed to stay on your feet. Next one is gonna go for engineer again, because no, you're meant to get knocked over. That doesn't hit. And final one's gonna go for Colin, because Colin's seeming a bit left out here. Does that hit?
Nope.
Nope. Alright. You're good. And we're back to the top of the order with Colin.
Okay, I can't think of any jokes. So, can I grab one of them? Use it as a weapon?
Yes, you can. If you can make an appropriate dex roll.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
That should do extra damage just for how insulting it is.
That does not hit. Sorry, you don't manage to grab it. Like, you only just miss.
I mean, he's very small.
Yeah. That would have been wonderful if it happened, but, like, you missed by literally 1 point. I'm so sorry.
God damn it.
Alright, next up is Mop. Mop is like, yeah. Mop is not happy that Colin just tried to grab it. Mop is going to try and hit it back. That hits.
Ow!
Alright.
Oh no.
D4 plus 2. And, alright, please take 5 damage and make a dex saving throw.
Okay, that's,
You do not get knocked to the floor. Why have none of you fallen over yet? Come on.
And we have very short legs, so.
Yep. Alright, engineer, your turn.
Oh man, he's so angry, but I'm not sure what raging would do exactly, because like he's just so annoyed. Like you said, like slashing doesn't do anything. I tell you what, actually,
You're
no, he's
welcome.
just so.
You're absolutely welcome to slash at them some more. Please slash at them some more.
Nah, he has learned his lesson with that. However, he is so angry that he's just sort of involuntarily going to go into, which does all sorts of things, but it gives me advantage on strength checks is one of the things.
Nice.
And you know what? The throwing someone out the window thing really did seem to work, so he's going to do that again.
Okay, make me a dex throw to see if you can actually catch one of them. That hits. You managed to grab one. Go ahead and yeet.
I am about to defenestrate all of you. 21. I actually get advantage, so I'll do it in case I get a.
Okay.
21 is good.
That was a 21. Again, it just goes sailing out whee, doop, into the ocean, and there it goes.
And well, your friend, there's more where that came from.
Alright, you are down to 4 mops. Minty, your turn.
Alright, first off, bonus action mass healing word, so all 3 of us will get 5 hit points back.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That's exactly
And
how
then-
I lost.
Alright, what next? Okay, Minty's gonna cast Hold Person on one of the mops,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to make, let's see, actually that's concentration, so I'm gonna drop the shield. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep the shield. Spiritual weapon.
Oh, fun.
No, that's bonus action. Shoot. Heck.
I mean,
okay.
if you
wait,
want...
I got it. I got a Word of Radiance. I can do that one. So It's a
Okay.
cantrip.
Alrighty, what does it do?
They must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage.
Alrighty, is that area of effect or just like one targeted?
Says range area 5 feet. Under divine word, burning radiance erupts from you. I don't think it specifies.
I reckon if it erupts
It's
from
5
you,
feet,
then
so I
that's...
think it's just.
Yeah, I think that's a ranged one. Okay. In that case,
I'll just say I pick one target then.
Alright, yeah. I mean, like, the fact there are only 4 left and, like, there's 3 of you means they're kind of just scattered enough that you probably would only hit one. So, it was Constitution save. That was a crit fail. Roll damage. It's dead. It's just dead.
Right. So that's. Was it plus anything? Nope. Okay. 1 point of damage. Do I get critical because it was a crit fail?
Wow, that was amazing. Ones from the both of us. Well done. You managed to kind of... One of them stumbles very slightly. It's fine. It's fine. And now it's on to the mop's turn once again. Again, they are very much not happy with the way the engineer keeps like knocking them out of the window. That hits. Ha ha ha.
He doesn't even care. He's so angry.
What's going on? Ah! Sorry, Discord's just glitching out for me for a sec. One moment.
Oh.
Here we go. 4 plus 2. Please take 6 damage, engineer, and also roll me a dex saving throw.
I'll do that again with advantage, if I may.
Yep. Don't worry, you've already passed.
Hey.
You're good.
Well,
Oh, damn, one of those was a crit fail.
Well.
Rats. Oh well. But no, again, you managed to actually keep your footing and you don't fall over. Next up, this one's going after Minty because it's not happy that you kind of just like ruffled its like, what is the name of the stuff at the bottom of the mop? Ruffled its like string, fluff. You know what
Mop
I mean?
head. I think mop head.
Yeah, the head.
Like there's a mop handle in the head.
Yeah. It's kind of a bit irritated that you did that, so it's gonna try and knock you over. Haha, and that one hits. So that's D4 plus 2. Take 4 damage and roll me dex saving throw.
Let's see.
And you'll also have to see if you keep up your concentration. Ooh,
That's
okay.
6.
You have Minty, first time in this whole combat. You have now been knocked prone. You are you've fallen flat onto your back into the water, sploosh you underwater, and you are going to be at disadvantage for a whole lot of things, and other things trying to attack you will have advantage when they're trying to attack you. And you will have to spend your half your movement next turn getting back up again.
Right, I'll also roll my d20 for concentration.
Yep.
That's a 20. Nice.
Well and
I
truly
definitely keep my concentration.
Yep, and there's still one more broom to attack you. Oops, spots Minty on the ground. Haha, perfect time to attack. Plus 2, and it gets advantage. Plus 2.
Nope.
No, and nope. Okay. It's just wildly swinging its bucket at the water, and it's just splash, 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 but it doesn't manage to hit Minty at all. Colin, your go.
You know what? Let's give Hideous Lots a shot.
Do it!
Don't know what you're so mad about. You're all getting first class flights from NG.
That was beautiful. Wow, that was mine.
What do
Good one, Colin.
roll? What do I roll?
I need to make a charisma saving throw, which
Okay.
I was not expecting this to work, but apparently it does. Apparently it does.
Welcome to toonkind.
That was a -2 from the mop. Again, shut up, explodes into dust. You're literally killing them laughing. Alright, you're down to 3 mops and one of them is very slightly damaged. Mop's turn. It's gonna try and just thwap you in the face, Colin. That hits. That hits?
No.
No?
No. Oh wait. First.
If it.
Yeah. Minty's concentration's probably broken. Yeah.
Oh
No, I succeeded. Yeah.
Does it hit? What does it add? What does it add to your armor class again?
I got
2.
So I got 16, so it's plus 2.
Ah, heck. Alright, so it does not. It almost hits. It comes within a millimeter of your face, and then the fancy mage shield just comes down and it doing, bounces off. And NG, your turn.
Okay, also, just before we move on, I'm not going to ask you to redact things or I'm not going to change things, but I'm supposed to have resistance to, all physical damages, so any bludgeoning and stuff that I've been taking, I should have been taking, half, but who cares? It's fine.
Oh, well. To be fair, these guys have been hitting you for so little that I don't think it really matters.
Okay, it feels so petty to bring that up even. I'm just, not going to bother.
No, that's fair enough. We'll keep that in mind. If any of them ever manages to land a blow on you in the future, I should have balanced this fight way better. Oh well. I slightly overcorrected for knowing that we were 1 down in the party, and oh well. So Engineer, your turn.
If I may, I would like to kind of do a 2-parter and try and grab the bucket off the one that was trying to hit Minty with it repeatedly and see how they like it.
Alright, we can do that if you want, considering you guys aren't moving about. Make, do me a dex, actually, we're gonna do, this is gonna be a bunch of rolls, because the fact is, it's still moving, so you need to make a dex save, a dex roll to grab it, and then it's gonna be a strength contest to see if you can pull it off.
Okay. That was the dex.
You only just managed to grab it. This is going to be a strength contest, so basically, just roll plus strength.
Have advantage on this because I'm still raging. I beat you.
Yeah, consider you don't even need to roll the rest of the advantage because I rolled a critical fail. Well done. You managed to like break its fingers as you rip this bucket away from it. Roll to attack. It's these thing have an attack bonus of 2, so.
Yeah, literally. What do I roll for that?
It's a d20 plus 2.
Are you sure? Like a d20 plus 2 for the attack?
Oh no. To see if you actually hit it with the bucket.
Oh right. Okay. Yes. d20 plus 2.
You only just managed to hit it. Roll 1d6 plus 1.
1d6.
So many dice.
My strength bonus is like I'm in a rage.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, what bonus does your rage give you? Like compared to other
It's only plus melee, so that's what this is, I guess.
Yeah. Add in your bonus then.
Dreams Prince Buckethead, and he goes for it. So that's 6. No, it's 5. 5.
That's 5. That's okay. That is enough to wipe it out, especially as you've already broken its fingers. And because this is bludgeoning damage, it does not actually split it enough into... Like, the splinters it falls into are too small for it to regenerate from that. You've wiped out another bucket by just basically smushing it with its own bucket. Well done.
So, props to anybody who got the Prince Buckethead reference. I'm not expecting anyone to have.
No, sadly no. Minty, your turn. You are prone. You need to use your move action to get up if you want.
So yeah, I'll use my movement to get up.
All right.
All right. Minty's gonna cast a spiritual weapon, so that's 1d8 plus 2 of force damage.
Nice.
4 damage, and then for flavor, I'm gonna say it appears in the form of a giant yarn ball that just like smacks down on the broom.
Nice. And the good news is I'm going to be nice, especially because I've got an eye on the time here, and I'm going to say that you attacked the one that you very slightly damaged with your spell earlier, which means that is just enough to wipe it out. And this yarn ball comes down, and this broom is just instantly flat. It's flat as a pancake. You're not quite sure how the wood managed just concertina like that, but it's gone. That mop is down. And you guys only have a single mop left, and next up is Colin.
Colin is what can Colin do?
Colin.
You know,
Again, I encourage...
Sir?
It's okay. I encourage creative thinking here. Like, you don't have to use weapons. You can do whatever the heck you like here.
By the way, Kai, I've just got to say this game is absolutely stonking fun.
I'm so glad. I did not expect you to go yeeting mops out a window.
But here we are.
This is a delight, though. All of you guys are great.
You know what? I'm gonna stab it. It's piercing damage. It's fine. Actually, no. Wait, no.
I mean,
would piercing damage double it? I don't know. I don't want to find out. I'm tired.
Oh.
Like
handcuffs it is.
Handcuffs it is. Do you have a pair of handcuffs left?
Yes, I have one pair of handcuffs left.
Okay, roll me a dex. Roll me dex.
Just so, yeah, no.
That was a crit fail. You handcuff yourself. the mop kind of sees you coming, dodges out of the way. You trip and stumble a little bit, and you manage to handcuff your own hands together. And it's the
Sounds
mops.
about right.
And it's the mops go, and it's gonna try and whack you on the back of the head as you go past. It does not hit. Engineer.
Well, everybody seems to be like set on whacking each other on the back of each other's heads, so like Just gonna punch it? He's really angry.
Okay, roll to punch, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. What do I roll for that? Hang on,
Oh,
it's
what
an
is it
unarmed
called?
strike, so it's +5.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, I'm going to say at this point, going by strict rules, technically you have not dealt enough, because I know, like, this is just a 3 damage automatically.
No, it's not. It's 3 plus 2, so it's 5.
Oh, hell yeah. Alright, in that case. Yeah, because you're raging. You managed to...
Yeah.
Well done. You punch the broom and it so you punch the mop and it just disintegrates. God, this whole thing was a mistake. This is a delight, though. Alright.
Into matchsticks.
You just punch onto matchsticks. Again, I would like to point out, technically there are 2 mops still left alive that may present themselves to be a problem. But for the moment... Okay, I need to get in serious storytelling mode again, 1 second. Okay.
Any such thing in these games?
Okay. You have defeated the mops. Congratulations.
Yes.
As this whole fight, to be honest, as this whole fight has been going on, as the mops have not been carrying and dumping more water into the water basin, as they haven't been pulling stuff from the well, you have noticed the water levels in the castle has actually started to die down a little bit. And while you started this fight with the water level going up to your necks, you have ended it with it barely above your ankles now. And as you watch, because all the mops are gone, you can just see the water draining. It drains down the staircase. You can follow, and there's like, do you want to follow it down the staircase?
Sure.
Or stare out the window?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, you follow it down, you see the water starting to dry up, you see the mouse that was having a nap on the table while you were doing all that nonsense. You see all the water from around it is again trickling down, slowly going away. The book lands on the floor again, the waterfall slowly is like stop trickling out from the windows and everything. And as you look out the window, you're not sure, but you think you can actually see the ocean levels starting to go down. Oh my god. Cranky. Cranky, these are amazing.
This drawing was so good. And that only happened like seconds ago. How did you draw this so fast?
This is amazing.
Yeah, you're really good at these. Holy
Speedrunning.
cow.
Oh, that's astounding. Okay, but yeah.
Oh man.
Well done, you defeated the mops and the water levels will return to normal.
Nice. I'm still handcuffed.
Right.
Can we break Colin out of his handcuffs?
Don't bring it. It's my last pair. I got a key in one of my pockets.
All right. What to be grateful?
Can someone help? I can't quite reach it.
Oh, you want me to help?
Minty will help. Minty will give him a hand with the key.
Please.
She'll somehow hold the key in her nub arms.
Get out of my rage. I'm a bit tetchy.
Oh, this is like, what do you guys want to do? Where do you go? This is all up to you from here.
Check on the mouse to make sure they're doing all right.
Oh yeah, that guy.
You go
Didn't
over
you
and you
say
kind of
something about a wizard?
go over and you give him a bit of poking. You say, waves a hand and kind of like knocks you away. Turns over. He's still having his nap.
Pull a quilt out of hammer space.
Oh,
Drape it over him.
yeah.
Cute.
Snuggles down in it. Like
You made a roll for that, or
Aw.
no, I'm not gonna make you roll for it because for the sake of an adorable
Okay.
story.
right? His old pat on the head.
yeah, like it's like for the sake of it, because you guys, no one ever actually asked. His name was Mikey, but Mikey is gonna have an absolutely amazing sleep from now on.
Aww.
Aw.
Wake up and think all of this was a dream. Where do you guys go from here?
Colin, you got any?
Do we want to check the glowing door? I think he said his master was behind there.
Oh, it wasn't the glowing door with the.
No, the glowing door led to the mops.
Never mind then.
Have a wee look-see around. I mean, this is a wizard's tower, isn't it? There might be some interesting things in this room.
I second that.
All right.
I'd like to take a look around.
All right.
Roll me investigation. And this is where I panicked
Yep.
slightly, because I did not actually arrange for treasure in this.
Oh, well, you just really didn't find anything.
Okay. Well, I can say, give me rolls now, and I will like tell you the treasure afterwards. After I've had actually a look, I've had a look through the book and everything.
Yo, 19.
All right, that was some freaking fantastic investigation rolls here. So I will get you your treasures after the game, possibly tomorrow, because I'm getting very out of it here.
Oh,
Yeah, so you all have a poke around in the tower. You all pick up some rather strange stuff and some cool books, and you're not quite sure what they all do, but you never know, they might come in handy later on. And then where do you go? Head back to the Seahorses? Back to town? What happens?
yeah, seahorses.
I mean, by the looks of it, we might be done here. I don't
Sounds
know.
about right. Let's go and see Bessie and her friends.
I just had a thought. If the ocean's draining, I hope they're going to be okay. I mean, it'll take a while for the ocean to drain, but I hope the mice down there have a fishbowl or something.
Reminder that you do have fish bowls on your heads. Well, did you ever
That's
take
true.
them off? Did you ever take them off?
Oh, I mean, there was water in the tower, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so you head back down the mountain to go find the Seahorses again, and you realize that, it's a fair bit of it is already a fair bit of a longer walk to get to them than the walk up. So, the water is draining pretty fast here, but you do manage to actually get back to all your Seahorses pretty quickly. You're like, never thought it was easy, man. Guess I was wrong. Yep.
Right. If you happen to see any brooms swimming about, let's perhaps give them a wide berth.
Alright. Coming aboard?
Whoa, away, Bessie. Doesn't this sound quite right, does it?
Alright, so you guys hop back on your Seahorses and you head back to the village. I'm not going to make you roll or anything here. Again, as you're actually riding, you notice that the Seahorses are sticking reasonably low, because if you look above, you can see the water level slowly dropping bit by bit. And by the time you are back at the village, it's only, you have to actually, almost hop off the Seahorses so that they can swim as low as possible. And by the time you're back to the village, exactly, they kind of swim over to one point in the land that seems a bit lower, and they find themselves splashing about in a lake instead. The mice all go like, "You're back! The passengers are back! Yay! They're all here! And they're popping off the fish bowls off their head and celebrating and cheering and waving flags about, because hooray, you fixed it, they're no longer underwater, they can actually do things like make art again, and sell apples that aren't all soggy, and bake and cook, and all of that fun stuff again. So they're crowded around you celebrating and oh so happy, and well done, you did it. Anything you want to do, or is it you're making your way to the door?
I think we're heading to the door, right, guys?
Colin wants to relish in this a little.
That's fair.
Yeah, the engineer thinking.
Well, after that, to the door.
Alright,
He's
you
doing some
celebrate.
very practiced bowing and such, but also says sort of sorry to Bessie and the horses because he feels kind of bad that they now have to stay in a lake.
Oh, they'll be okay. To be fair, this is... You're not quite sure anything's quite real on this train. Are you convinced that you're dead or not yet? This might be the afterlife.
That's true, but the engineer does like horses. He likes westerns.
Colin sticks his fish bowl into his hammer space.
Minty will ask the mice if she can keep hers.
Absolutely. the mice don't seem to want them back. Like, they don't need them anymore because they don't have to be underwater anymore. So, like, there is the celebration, there's lots of cheering. One of them hands you guys, like, an apple crumble made from the apples that they showed you earlier. Because, like, yay, everything's wonderful again. And as you head back over to the door, you see everyone, like, waving you goodbye. It's a massive send-off because you guys were the heroes, because you guys were the passengers. And you can open the door.
Nice.
As you open the door, you twist the handle around and it flips. And the doors slowly open inwards, and you can't actually see anything through them other than this really, like faintly glowing white light just blocking the whole doorway. And do you guys walk through? Do you guys talk a bit more first, or is it up to you?
I remember hearing that sometimes when you go through a door, you get teleported to different carriages. So in case we don't see each other again, I want to say thank you guys for the great adventure. That was really, really fun.
Wait, we're gonna get teleported?
Sort of. One of the previous cars I was on, they said that sometimes when multiple people go through a door, they don't always end up in the same carriage. Exactly. But I just wanted to say thank you guys in case we don't see each other.
I'm going to potentially break character, but I don't think I am, because the engineer like sort of hesitates on saying something once or twice, and then just like with one arm to each gives you both kind of an awkward hug, but it's also really warm. He's like a hot water bottle warm. He's really soft. Like, you guessed he might be, but he's like the softest cuddly toy. And then he says, all right, well, I'll see you about, potentially. And then he just walks through the door before you can say anything.
All right.
No tearful farewells from this guy.
Well, Colin hugs Minty. Well,
People hug back. Yeah.
I hope we don't teleport, but in case we do, bye.
Bye.
Through the door it is.
All right.
Head on through as well.
Yeah,
I
you walk
guess.
through the door into the light, and that's all you know for now. Minty, you're the last one to go through. Any last things you want to do?
I guess Minty will turn to the camera and like, bye everyone, see you real soon, and then head on through.
And with a flash of light, as the last of you passes through, the doors close behind you, and as does this adventure. Thank you so much, Yuthe, for playing. This was absolute nonsense, but you guys were all amazing, and I love you guys through this.
You too.
It was so much fun, you guys.
You're all fantastic. I'm sorry the engineer is so mean, but there you go.
He's great.
It's a delight.
I
All
love
of you are delights.
Apology to anyone and everyone who is Scottish who listened to my paltry attempt. I have been taking lessons from my friend from Edinburgh, but I'm still working on it.
Alrighty, with that, I think I'm going to be closing off the recording, so everybody say goodbye.
Bye.
Everyone.
Bye!